Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah.
Melanated!
So today I'm with my sister Sawai again and my nephew Ladani. We're going to be giving you a Housewives of Potomac recap of the 5th episode. The first major scene was between Karen and her daughter Raven. Raven's going off to college, which they have said in every single episode. And Karen is feeling a little ways about it, like she might be having empty nest syndrome. And so she took her daughter to get self-defense classes. Really just one self-defense class because I'm sure it was set up for the show by Bravo, but it was still a fun little adventure. And if you notice so far, Karen is the only person that has these little adventures. Like everyone else is like busy or something, and Karen has the time to like go on set up adventures. So anyways, her and her daughter went, and it was a really sentimental moment between her and her daughter when she was trying to tell her daughter, like, look, if you ever find yourself in this kind of situation, just beat the hell out of them and come back to me alive. Yeah, it was like, it was really like, I almost started crying when she was crying, talking to her daughter about it.
Aww.
It was like really sweet for me.
A sweet moment.
The next scene is Ashley, and Ashley's looking for an assistant, and this is kind of a silly scene. So
yeah, it was silly, but you know, I guess I kind of like the little segments with Ashley and her husband because they're fun. I just thought that some of the like, bless you, baby.
Bless you.
Bless you, baby. Some of the interviewees were a little bit over the top, like the guy voguing.
Yeah, she's basically trying to have like a right-hand man for her business because they're trying to open up a restaurant that is supposed to like represent Australian cuisine. Every single time she started talking about Australia and the people, all I think is like super racist white people. I'm not gonna get into it, but it was just annoying to me. Okay, so yeah, it was just the first interviewee was like the first one. I think her name was like was the funnest one. I think her name was like Jasmine or something. Everyone else just kind of doing whatever, and none of them knew anything about Australia, which I'm not saying that people do, but like, I mean, you don't know what a didgeridoo is? Like, you don't know the capital of Australia is Melbourne? Like, you don't know these things?
I didn't know that a didgeridoo was like, had anything to do with Australia. Though.
Oh, it's because we have one in the house.
Yeah, and I know we do. I know what it is, but I just thought like...
it's indigenous.
I think like Africa when I think didgeridoo.
Oh, no, it's Aboriginal.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was just weird. Like, I mean, people don't have to know what that is. I just do. So I was like, you can answer not one of these questions because whatever.
Cool.
And then she had them make drinks, and like some of them made good drinks and some of them didn't. So yeah, no, it was interesting. But the guy voguing was like a little much.
Yeah, I was just like, you're not gonna like put on anything a little business casual.
Yeah,
like he had on like a like
tracksuit. I feel like he had on like Adidas tracksuit.
Exactly, with the hat to match, like all of that.
It was just like, you know what you're interviewing for, boo? Okay, so the next scene is between Robin and Charisse, and it's reiterated to us again that Robin and Charisse are both NBA moms. In fact, they met each other because Charisse's husband coached whatever team Juan was on at some point.
Must have been the Wizards because that's what team he was coaching.
It was the Wizards. And so they've been friends for a very long time. And, you know, I guess, you know, Charisse has been with Robin since when Robin was rich, you know, and now she's a hardworking woman. In fact, she is sometimes not in group gatherings because I feel like she has to like be at work. Charisse is telling her she needs to take drastic measures with her husband. She's already sent him a text message saying, you know, you're married to your work and that's fine, but you're not a good husband to me and I want out. And he didn't respond, which is shady. But maybe it's because it's part of the show and he just like doesn't want her to post that kind of stuff, which she's doing anyway. But I mean,
even so, you could tell like he's tapped out anyway. So, yeah, I mean, if you can't
live in the same state.
Call, like,
yeah, can't live in the same state with your wife. Like you don't care.
Yeah,
you know. Okay, so the next scene is Giselle comes over to Karen's house to gossip about the girls, and there is a thunderstorm, which they are both kind of scared of for whatever reason.
Right.
But anyways, so Giselle and Karen are talking, and there was some like inference that Katie's behavior at Ashley's birthday party might have had some drugs involved. And that was all Giselle. I think Giselle's main purpose in this series is to stir up controversy and just to say the like extra thing that you shouldn't say. Right. But I mean, it was clear to me that she was just drunk.
She was drunk. Her and her boo were pre-gaming before they got here. And they just were over the top. Like, no, it wasn't it. No. Like, have you not been around like drunk people before?
Yeah.
You have.
Like, and then Karen was the one who was trying to be like, I don't want to use the D word. And Giselle was like, well, you know, then I thought like maybe. And it's like, no, girl, like.
Giselle, goodbye.
Yeah. Like, and also Giselle admitted that because the party wasn't open bar, she stiffed
her tab.
She didn't pay it. And I was just like,
boo.
But why would you tell anybody that? Oh, because I shouldn't have to pay? Like, no, boo. Like, if you owe somebody money, you owe somebody money. Like,
right.
Don't be. That was rude and tacky. Like, she shouldn't have even talked about it as though it was okay. It's not okay.
Yeah.
So the next thing, Ashley and her mom get together, and Ashley's mom just basically lets Ashley know that yes, she's going through a tough time. I think she just recently filed for bankruptcy. Yes, I'm going through a tough time, but I don't expect you or your husband to take care of me. And Ashley's main thing with having this business is that she doesn't want her husband to have to fork over money whenever her family needs it. She wants to be able to take care of them. So she's obviously using his help because they're married to start this business to finance it, but like it will be her baby. It will be the thing that she controls and promotes and makes money from. So it was a really nice little conversation with her and her mom, and I don't know, it was just endearing to me. And her brother came over and they were playing pool. Brother's kind of awkward, but like the mom was seeming like she's if she's on the show more, she'll be interesting. Katie and Karen meet up, where Katie apologizes to Karen about her behavior at Ashley's birthday party, and it was nice. Like,
I do feel like, you know, it was nice for her to apologize, but I don't feel like she owed Karen all kind of the groveling, I guess you can say. Like, I just feel like she should have just like, you know what, it was inappropriate. I was drunk, I'm sorry. In a discussion, so you're gonna finance this?
Yeah, I feel like Karen just, like I've said in the first episode, I feel like Karen is... Oh no,
he's unhappy, guys. Sorry.
I feel like Karen just is probably never stepped out of line in this community because she was so worried about being wrong and making faux pas and stuff. So she never really did the things that Katie's doing or that Katie's allowed to do because Katie grew up in this setting. So there's a little bit kiss godmother's hand, kiss the godfather's hand when it comes to dealing with Karen. But the main reason why they were there is because Katie, with this Ross Foundation, is trying to raise money, and so she wants to have a casino nights. So she wants to have Karen there to help her and to have her name behind it and to get her Rolodex of people in Potomac who'd be willing to come to this charity casino night.
The Rolodex.
Yeah, the Rolodex, and come and bring her friends that'll donate money. So Karen says no, and the way it's edited originally, it makes it seem like Karen is like, no, I can't, I'm too busy, I can't spread myself thin, and then she mentions that she has one thing to do, and that it was kind of like, but you have one thing to do all year and you can't help Katie do this her event? That's weird. And then later on we find in another scene where Katie and Ashley actually meet up, and Katie and Ashley are talking about the situation, and Katie says, she said Karen couldn't do it because she actually was doing that other event that she had to do was in the same week as Katie's event. Oh, okay. And so that makes more sense. Yeah, as to why she couldn't actually do it. Ashley is just so much fun to be around. Like, when Ashley and her husband and Katie and Andrew got together to play golf, Ashley was just so bubbly and so excited to see them. And I was just like, you know what? You make me, I would want to be friends with Ashley. Yeah. I think that she's a cool person that I would want to hang out with. And
also, a little not necessarily side note, but something about Katie is very, I don't want to call it opportunistic, but with her, she's like, oh yes, Ashley, I just, I don't want to be around the stiff old ladies and blah, 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 blah. Yet when she found out, when Ashley confided in her that she Googled them, she went right back to the stiffs and told the stiffs about how Ashley Googled her and snitched on her. So it's just kind of if you're going to me, just be Ashley's friend if you want to be Ashley's friend, but don't go back and forth between telling them what Ashley said and then, going back over to them and then coming back over to her and calling them stiffs and, just pick a side or just be friends with both.
Yeah. And don't be shady when when the opportunity comes up, Yeah.
She's just very
she's playing the game, but in a sort of messy way. Yeah. And I guess it isn't messy really because no one's caught on to it, but it feels like that from our end. Yeah. But I guess there always has to be that one person in the group, right?
I don't even feel like she knows she's being that. I don't think she's doing it consciously. Oh, you know what I mean? It's just and that's kind of what aggravates me about it. It's just like, is that the type of person you are?
Yeah, a lot of people are like that, though. Like, I feel like that's how a lot of people get through a lot of, like, uncomfortableness.
Situations, yeah.
And they just play both sides. Karen and Black Billy are getting ready for the yacht party. So Karen has decided that she's going to throw a party on a yacht, and she's going to show the women of Potomac how it's done, and how when you have a party, you pay for everything, and it's really nice, and it's upscale. And the thing that's annoying about it is that she made it BYOM, bring your own man, which is so shady because she knows that Robin and Charisse don't have that.
Right.
So Robin didn't even come. Like,
why would, and I don't know why she would.
Why would she?
Uncomfortable. Like, you have, like, she made it very clear too.
It's a couple.
You have to come with a person, like a couple, yeah.
And so of course Charisse came, but she came with Brene because Brene wants to be on the show, girl. She came with Brene, and Giselle came, and Giselle came with her date that she is one of her suitors that she's been dating, a man named Herman, and Herman actually was allowed their date to be filmed, their second date to be filmed.
Herman the Crab.
And yeah, Herman is like.
He's a cornball, but he's sweet. He's
like sweet, but when they first showed him, he was like real corny, it seemed. But then on the yacht, he seemed like he was like decent. Bit, yeah. And Karen is so shady. First of all, her outfit for the yacht, though, was amazing. She looked beautiful. It was a black situation. If I can find a picture of it, I'll post it somewhere up here. I went to Giselle and Herman in the group and was like, oh, is this to Giselle, is this Mr. Miami? And Giselle was like, and Herman was like, Mr. Miami, and then Giselle was like, no, this is Mr. Maryland. Like, Karen, just because you've been out the game for a minute, don't act like you brand new. Don't be throwing people's business out there.
Right. And I don't know. I want to say maybe Karen had a couple drinks and got a little loose with the tongue as well. So just, maybe. But at the same time, as soon as you heard that wasn't Mr. Miami, like, shut up.
Yeah.
Because she was still like, oh, yeah.
I didn't know. I thought it was Miami. Like, shut up, girl. Like, chill out. Like, girl, don't you feel like Giselle was a little contrived? This is how I am on dates, too. Like, I'm a little bit like, show me what you got. Going ahead. And like when every time I think about being like that, I'm like, no, that's how I should be. And then I see Giselle being like that, and I was a little bit annoyed with her behavior about Herman. Like, she was like, you did good on this date. This is a good place. You did good. Like, you passed this test. Since you passed this test, I'm going on a yacht with my friends. Do you want to come? Like,
yeah, that's exactly how she was. And like, to me, it's just like, there's a way to express that you have standards and that you have a certain expectation out of a man. But at the same time, like, you already done put his credentials out there, and obviously he's an eligible bachelor. So calm down. Giselle.
Yeah. And like, I mean, I don't know if he has kids, but if he doesn't have kids and you have kids, like, you're eligible, he's eligible. What do you do? Like, what's your,
right.
Like, what pet? I mean, what do you bring to it besides a pretty face?
Exactly.
Yeah, like, and because so
it was a little bit over the top.
Yeah, it was a little over the top. So now I know not to be like that. But here's I know what I bring. So I will tell you what I bring.
The last part of this was the whole with
Ashley and her husband. Okay, so Ashley's husband brought swimming trunks underneath his outfit. First of all, he came there with the dang pirate's hat on because they were on a yacht. Like, he loves themes. Like, Ashley's husband loves themes. He will come in any he'll come themed out to any situation. If you tell him there's a theme, he's there. I'm sure for casino night, he's gonna come as like a gangster. He's gonna be in a pinstripe suit with like a Tommy gun. Like, he's gonna be, or like crazy something. Anyway, so he got there, and he's super rich, and he's like rich from another country, and like whatever, makes his own money. And so he was like, he took off his pants. He's like, I'm gonna jump in the water. Maybe he had a little bit too much drink. It was dark, so it was definitely inappropriate. But like, Carrie and Giselle ran towards that situation like they were putting out a fire. Like, we don't do that. We don't do that.
No,
and Giselle and Giselle was like, we're black. We don't do that. And I'm like, what? Like,
girl, bye. Like, stop it.
We're black. We don't do that. Like, he's the only white man on that boat. Beside him and Andrew are the only white man on that boat. Like, don't make them feel uncomfortable. Like, like, you don't. And that's Ashley's husband. Don't say stuff like that. Like, let Ashley deal with that.
Exactly.
She wasn't going to let him jump over the side of the yacht.
She was coaxing him, if you notice. Like, she was like, honey, like, there's sharks in there. And, no, don't do it. Like, she was pulling his pants up. Like, she was taking care of the situation. And I don't think that many people were paying attention. He was kind of like off in the cut.
Yeah, so, and him and Black Billy were like having conversations about jumping into the water.
So it was just kind of like, it was just rude to me the way they did it.
Yeah, and the way they like circled around him, and like I could feel the tension from other people who were like, I mean, Charisse wasn't even standing there, was she?
No, she wasn't.
So like, I felt like Charisse like came onto the boat, her and Brene, and that was the last scene. Like I don't know, they just disappeared. They were like, they were cool. I guess they were so boring that the producers were like, we don't have nothing happening over here. Like
we didn't even hear what is it? How do you say her name?
Brene.
Brene. We didn't even hear Brene talk.
Yeah, we just saw her ass, but
with the title at the bottom.
Yeah, Brene. They, but yeah, so I mean, this episode was definitely interesting and fun, and there was a little bit of like gossip talking and whatnot. I think next episode is going to be super fun too, because they're going to go to Ashley's beach house on Bethel Beach or Bethany Beach or something. Okay, so that is it for our recap of Real Housewives of Potomac. There's somebody on here. Her name is Cicely Says. I will have her link down below. She gave a really good, interesting, funny recap. Very shorter than my recap for sure of Real Housewives of Potomac. So if you want to see more about this show, you can go ahead and check her out. And that's it. All right, guys. You have a fantastic day. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thanks, LaDonnie. You made it through. You made it.